Hi, I'm Lucy James, and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Hi, David here, One Up Gaming. This is going to be from episode 386 of the One Up Gaming podcast. This is our 10 minutes of nothing, where we will talk about, I guess we have to talk about the rumours. I mean, this is going to go out pretty late, but that's the thing that happens when you record things. So we're going to talk about the rumoured Microsoft going multi-platform sort of thing. If anyone doesn't know, 10 minutes of nothing is a series that we started ironically when we talked to John Hare, it was about 5 years ago now, where we're supposed to just talk for 10 minutes and then cut it and put it up for the podcast. We ended up doing a 2.5 hour podcast, so it stuck. The name sort of stuck, and it was just a weird, random sort of thing. But I thought, it seems I'm doing it by myself now, I could just bring the feature back and actually have a stopwatch and actually just talk for 10 minutes, and then that is it. So, yeah, without further ado, we will just go straight into this week's show, talking about the Microsoft stuff. So I will start the timer now. So first of all, let's talk about the games rumoured to be coming out for multi-platform. So first of all, Bethesda Game Studios is Starfield. Now that is rumoured to be coming to the PlayStation 5. So I guess if you pay $69 billion for a developer, you might need to get the games out onto other things to make money. Because on Xbox, a lot of the stuff is literally just... I don't buy games on the Xbox really. I've got the streaming sort of like Xbox servicey thing where I pay like £12 a month, and I just download and play all the games that I want from their service. So the next game that's rumoured to be coming is from Xbox Game Studios, but again, I do think they're owned by Bethesda. They probably don't have the developer here, but it's I can't remember the name of the games. The Resident Evil style games 1 and 2 that were out a couple of years ago, great games. But so yeah, I googled it. Tango Gameworks, founded by Shinji Mikami. No, I think didn't he do Resident Evil? Am I thinking of someone else? But anyway, The Evil Within 1 and 2, I was thinking of great games, amazing games, and Ghostwire Tokyo, weird game but still really good. So Hi-Fi Rush, amazing little game. That looks like it's going to be coming to PS5 and Xbox. No, Nintendo Direct. So they'll be coming to the Switch, which I'd like to see it run on the Switch. Then there's also Xbox's Sea of Thieves, made by Rare, and it looks like that's coming to Switch and PlayStation, which again, it's an old game now, so I don't mind that. But then there's also rumours of new games not announced yet, not released yet I should say. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle looks as though that will be coming to PS5 at some point. Now, what is all this sort of done? Now for me, I think the full reasons why is simple. They've spent a hell of a lot of money buying game developers, and they've taken years and years and years to make some of these games. Now I would have a guess that Microsoft's board and Xbox and all these people, they had a number set in their heads of, if we can sell so many million consoles by this date, then we can make our money back making these games exclusive. But, and now this is the problem, because games haven't been flowing on a regular basis for the Xbox, they've had a lot of delays, they've had a lot of substandard sort of games coming out, then that unfortunately has meant that the actual console itself just hasn't been selling as well as it maybe should. And in the eyes of the overlords, the actual Microsoft team themselves, they were thinking, right, if we say we buy all these teams, then all these extra millions of people will subscribe to Game Pass to make so many extra million, billion every year. But unfortunately, that Game Pass hasn't risen as high as they hoped. And then, because the Xbox Series has been outsold, I think it's 2-1 by the PlayStation 5, which is quite damning in itself. So PlayStation 5 has sold around double the amount of Series X and S consoles. So I just think that the Xbox, their own personal box, is going to be the Game Pass box, where all their exclusive games, so-called, all their first party games will launch and go straight onto the Xbox day and date with Game Pass. So you just pay your $15-20 a month for the service, and with that basically means that you get these games included within the service. But if you are on PlayStation or you are on Nintendo devices in the future, or whenever these games come to pass, you will have to pay the $70 to buy each game. You won't get the Game Pass option unless in the future Sony and Nintendo decide to allow the Game Pass app onto their systems, which I don't think they will allow that, to be honest. They struggled like hell just to get it on the Mac, sort of the Apple Store, and I still think you have to go the back ways round, go on through the web browser and do it through the web browser. I might be wrong, I might have changed some of the stuff, but it seems as though a lot of the big developers don't want Microsoft's Game Pass service natively on their consoles. So this is the next best thing they can do. Charge $70 per game on rival systems. And I would have a guess to start with, to try and stop the outrage and cry, every single game will have at least a 1-year exclusivity period, unless it's a massively multiplayer sort of based game. In the future, I can see a game like Sea of Thieves coming out on the same day for every single console, because why wouldn't you? You get a lot more players into it to get more people hyped about the game. Whereas games like Halo and I don't know what other games, there's Forza, I can see them coming out, and then certain games like the Forza games, I can see 6 months time to when they do the Game of the Year edition, because every game gets a Game of the Year edition. I can see them re-releasing it and also releasing it for the PlayStation 5. So if you're on Xbox, you've played the game, you've had it within your subscription service, you've not had to pay extra for the game. But when you come to get it for other systems, you have to pay premium dollar for it, and it will be 6 months to a year old, in my opinion. I might be completely wrong, but I still think that Microsoft will sort of say that they will not stop developing consoles. They want to have their own box under the TV so they can control their development, their everything about their game. But yeah, it is just a weird system. Now, I am sure that we'll be getting updates in the coming months, coming week maybe. But I will just say my final thoughts. In my opinion, this was the teams couldn't say that they were making these games for PlayStation 5. They wanted to be they're not coming out, just so it gave people the chance to buy the Xboxes to catch up and get closer to the PlayStation 5 sales, and then they wouldn't have to announce that they were going multi-platform because the sales had helped and kept them going. But because they haven't kept going, then they've had to announce the fact that they have to go multi-platform to help steady the ships. I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people, but to me it does. Because if I was to say, oh, we're not going to make that Halo game just for this machine, we're going to make it for that one as well that you've already got, then why am I paying $500 for this other machine when I've already got the other one? So that makes sense to me. And that, my friends, is 10 minutes. So that is the 10 minutes of nothing. Hopefully my ramblings have made some sort of sense. And yeah, so thank you for watching. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming. Episode 386 of the One Up Gaming podcast. And it's been the 10 minutes of nothing. So thank you. Goodbye.